Well, great morning, everyone. Oh my goodness. I'm going to pull cards and I want to look at the aftermath of yesterday, of the No Kings Parade, and versus the dictators' military brouhaha. Now, of course, his guy, Stephen Chung, is trying to, and his people are saying, oh, nobody showed up for the No Kings thing. Nobody showed up for that. They all left after an hour. It was a big bomb. And we had 250,000 for the, for the big birthday bash. Like we don't have eyes and we can't see the reality. But of course, they're trying to soothe great leaders' deflated ego with what happened. Now, I saw that that Chinese propaganda channel was playing his parade. The Epic Times, they were showing the whole of his parade. But yeah, we know. Okay, so I'm using a brand new deck with this read. It's called the Astro Matrix Tarot. And we'll see what the Astro Matrix Tarot is going to tell us about the aftermath of yesterday. Now, I can just say offhand, it showed how miserable he was. He was like somebody, this big balloon that had been popped and deflated, okay? Totally deflated, sitting there, so miserable. They're getting rained on and nobody's there. You can clearly see that the stands are totally empty. There's yeah. He looked like the most miserable person on the planet yesterday. And then a lot of the No Kings happenings, some of them were just like celebrations. Some of them were out there having a great time. So let's see what the reading has to say. So the first thing underneath of it all is about justice. Justice. Weighing things out, weighing the heart. Okay? So things were weighed out when it comes to justice, when it comes to the lovers, the totality of the families, etc. Now, in this justice, his lovers and all of the repugly uglies didn't show up. The senators didn't show up. Only those that had to absolutely be there showed up for his parade, and the clock is ticking, okay? And that was absolutely justice, okay? The lovers of democracy showed up for No Kings, and the lovers of dictator, we see just how far that goes. Crickets at his parade. Okay? And so that was justice. Justice in the making. We see where America stands. Very few showed up to counter the No King's Right rallies that were taking place. Now, they did have some Proud Boys show up at one of them. But the best thing happened. They surrounded them with tubas and horns and drowned them out. And they say, very nonviolent. They just surrounded them with music blaring that they couldn't overcome, and they finally filed out, okay? So, yeah. Anyway, the energy from yesterday coming in is we've got the things in hand, okay? The evidence. We've got it in hand exactly what took place yesterday. Okay, so let me look at the cards here. There we have Trump first, front and center, evidence in hand. We saw his sour face, and we saw, his emotions, the drama that he couldn't contain. And also this is about the Republicly Uglies, or the families, and how we feel about democracy, okay? And this new rally for democracy. The clock is ticking on something new. And the families all come together, and we want democracy, okay? So the lovers, we found out who is loving what yesterday. And Trump, unfortunately for him, did not have a happy day. Okay. So what we have going on today, we have this. Now this is the king, the one controlling, trying to control the mental realm, etc. But let's see what we have. We have him trying to control the mental realm, standing there, dictating what's going to take place. Yeah, but no, we saw this abuse of power. He tried to abuse the power, but what happened? Instead of him being abused, we took control, and we see again his insanity that's going on in attempting to control this. But we have the younger people that are going, no. Again, the timing, new, younger people rising up. So he's today out there trying to, sway the narrative. Okay, trying to abuse it, trying to control it with his insanity, but it's not working. He can't control the people. Okay, he couldn't even get the senators to show up for his big birthday bash. They wanted nothing to do with it. So the challenge is tempering this. Okay, he's trying to put out the fires. Trying to put out the fires. But we have the pain that people have felt, okay, because of his attempted control and manipulations. We have the messages that he's putting out. Now, this could also be his pain that he's feeling at the moment, trying to temper it with his false drama. Okay, his snaky stuff, crafty things, message he's going to try to put out and temper the pain that he's feeling now. Because America showed him just where he stands. None of his sycophants showed up to support him. Okay. They weren't holding any kind of rallies. We love Trump rallies anywhere. Was no King's rallies. Okay. So yeah, his challenge, his difficulty is trying to temper the pain of this with some message he's going to try to put out, crafty things that he's putting out, the nonsense that there were 250,000 there and there, nobody showed up for these. Oh my Lord. So potential outcome is the message about the actions that took place. Let me see what these have here. Oh, the world sees what happened. Okay? They know what he tried to get away with. And the true health of the situation. And the true health of it is that we rallied against him. We made it absolutely 100% clear that we will have no kings. We will have no dictators. So the outside influence is the feminine, the divine feminine. We want the love, we want the compassion. And that's what we want to offer up. That's what we want from our government. And when it comes to his desires, the things he's trying to sell, the crushing wheel has arrived. Okay? Now this thing yesterday, I'm feeling is caused for him a turning point. A turning point. Because no matter how much he wants to try to spin it, it was absolutely clear that nobody showed up for his big military brouhaha. And it was millions and millions and millions across the U.S. in every state. Thousands and thousands of no king rallies taking place and people in the street saying what we want, okay? And we don't want a dictator, okay? So let's look at this. Again, the outside influences, we showed up, people showed up, the divine feminine, and offering up what the truth is when it comes to what he's trying to sell. We're not buying it. It's a crushing wheel for him. Crushing wheel to his ego. Okay? Because the timing, what's new, the younger people as well, looking at the craftiness and the health of this, or the lack of health there is, and we are rallying against it, saying we're not having this. So if we break this down, justice, a message about the action and what he's trying to get away with when it comes to the families, etc., and also comes to the Republicans, okay? Justice with what they've been trying to get away with, okay? The very center of it, of course, is his attempting to control, abuse of power. And Trump has now hit the skids with a lot of pain. Because of his abuse of power, he's now feeling the pain. But he's over there, of course, in there trying to dictate the mentality of what happened, but from his insanity. But democracy is tempering his attempt at dictatorial control. And we've got the evidence, and we are putting out the message of truth about what's taking place. Now, surrounding Trump himself, we have the lovers and this attempted control. They didn't show up, okay? They didn't show up. And we have the evidence in hand that people are against him being a dictator, okay, that we want democracy. And justice came for Trump and his insanity because he got an actual view of the truth. And Trump is going to try to convince the Republicans to stand, and rally, but it's not happening. So as far as the pain he's feeling, the world sees his attempted control and what happened with that. They see the pain of his insanity and the message of actions that came against him on the No King's Day. They're trying to temper this with some message. He's going to try to temper his pain. But we see him still standing there, what, I've got the truth, and still trying to get away with it. So trying to convince himself. Now, I'm sure at the G7 things he's got to go to, he wanted to show what a big brouhaha dictator he was. Show Kim Jong-un, show Putin that he's a big dictator too. He's got, the people love him. They're going to rally. 250,000 people were going to show up at his military parade for his birthday and champion him. And they see that he was the most miserable person on the planet and that the people came out totally against him with the No Kings rallies. There were millions for that, and his seats were empty. Okay? Nobody showed up. Not even the Republicans showed up. The Senate. So we're going to do the clarifying read and see what it says. I wonder if they're getting closer to Article 25 now, ready to actually impeach him, when the senators don't even show up for it. He can't even get his Republican sycophants there to support it. He's on a huge downward slide. So let's see, in the center of it all, we have him trying to hold on. Not a surprise. For all he's worth, he's trying to hold on to whatever he can hold on to. Trying to cling to something. But the big burden has hit. Okay? And he looked pitiful. Okay? He's got that big burden now. He looked pitiful there. Everybody can see those pictures, and everything is up in the air. Okay? So rather than solidifying him and his big ego, now he's got the burden and the things are up in the air, and he's just trying to cling to something, wanting to get to a better place. The burden, okay? Miserable. Wants to move it to something else. But the people, again, wanted to get to a better place, and telling about the burden that he has put on the people. So let's see what else we have here. Yeah, the hermit, he's alone. He's feeling absolutely dejected and alone at this time. Mentally, he's not doing well. Okay? This stuff is up in the air. He's got to show up to the G7 and in utter disgrace. So the foundation here is this knight charging forward with some action. Who knows what the action is going to be? But it could have been the action by the people. Okay? The action by the people, which he's feeling now alone, vulnerable, things up in the air. He doesn't have that secure thing that he thought he did, and he was going to bring the military in and make him even more secure. But now that boat is sailing and he's got the burden and he's just trying to figure a way forward. So what we have here is justice. Yeah, justice ruled yesterday. Justice was in full display yesterday. Karma was in full display yesterday when it comes to Trump, okay? And again, he's feeling very isolated, alone, things up in the air, feels betrayed. Feels betrayed because of what? The people's celebration, the people's agreement, the people's action for justice. That everybody showed up for the no kings. And nobody showed up for his military parade. So we have the world situation now. The world saw what happened. And we have this movement. Okay, he's got this action going forward. Yeah, he wanted to brag first that he got this birthday call from Putin. I'm right up there with the rest of the dictators. You just wait and see my big parade and my military thing. Yeah. Well, we've got the past. So what's come up now from the past? And his movements were what? The dark side. The dark things that he tried to bring in. It's up in the air now. Feeling devastating and alone. That's what happens when you play with the dark side. You think it's going to bring you power, it's going to bring you control, you're going to rule. Heavy hand, okay? Going to get what you want, chain people. But what we have is not liking the harvest. The harvest is coming due. You got to pay the piper. Well, he's got to pay the piper now. And what he has going on now is the nightmare scenarios. Okay? Waking up with nightmares because of what? His attempting to control. His ongoing attempting to manipulate. And so yesterday we had him looking very sour, didn't like what was being presented, okay? Didn't like the show of strength when it came to the people. And his things were, again, overturned. His things were overturned. People were seeing from a different view. Their view was for justice, for the hard truth of wanting genuine transformation. And so this is the choice being made by the people and the outcome of his choices in life, the fool's journey. This is our journey to show that we want democracy. So the planning, what's being built, is coming to this end point. The swords of truth are out, and we let him know exactly what we are thinking, and he is facing absolute loss and dejection in the White House. Okay? Because America has spoken. So this just, the thing yesterday, put the line in the sand, if you will. It showed the people that we rally together, that we are together, no matter how much he has tried to divide us and alienate people. And put up these Proud Boys and all the drama that they did. They didn't show up yesterday. The ones that did show up, they didn't get any play. Okay? So the people rallied And that just brought more people together, and we see that there are more of us that want democracy, want the light, than want the dark. And so Mr. Ego was a very miserable person yesterday, and the writing is now on the wall. When even the Republican senators didn't show up, I didn't even see Marjorie Taylor Greene there. Okay, none of them showed up. They abandoned him. False lovers, all of them. Okay? So the No King's Day was an absolute success, and the dictator's birthday was an absolute failure. And the No King's parades, the No King's rallies were the pin that just popped his balloon and deflated his ego. And from this point now, he knows that all of the things he's tried to do have backfired on him, and they are closing him in now, and you will see a rapid decline from this point on. His ego has taken a huge hit. Okay? And he knows that there is nobody there rallying for him. He's alone. He's miserable. He knows he's surrounded by fare thee well people, and his lovers have all run away. Okay? So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online. And such goes the way for all dictators.